This production is brought to you by Custom Woodworks in Spearfish. For all of your wood molding, wood paneling, log siding, or wood flooring needs, give them a call at 605-641-1234. Again.
Hello and welcome back to Next Level. I'm your host, Colton Hall, and today we are joined by stud Jet Janvrin from the Rapid City Central Cobblers. First of all, Jet, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. And so I really want to touch on kind of what brought you to Mount Marty, first of all, but also let's just kind of talk about the season and how it's gone so far. I know that you guys have had kind of a little bit of a win streak going on as of late.
Yeah, it's been a weird season. I've been playing mainly with older kids, and then this year we graduated everyone last year. We had a kid transfer out, and so I'm basically the only senior who returned, or the only kid who really returned who had actually played meaningful varsity minutes. And then we had two kids come on who hadn't played basketball since freshman year who came in, and one of them actually starts for us, plays a lot of minutes. So it's been a learning curve, but like I wouldn't change it for anything. It's great, like getting the opportunity to be a leader and see a new perspective of basketball.
So what's it like being that, like, kind of that veteran presence, on the squad? Because like you touched on, like, not a lot of guys coming back. You're that guy that's been there, done that, got the T-shirt. So how does it really feel to kind of be in that role?
It's been different, because obviously I play point guard, so I've been a passer my whole life. Like I've always been a decent scorer, but I've never shot a whole lot. I really like making opportunities for other kids. And having a role where kids, haven't played a lot, it's been way, way different, because teams play a lot differently against me. I don't get as much open shots, but they hold as well with me as I do with them. We work well together, and we really do our best to just complement each other. So it's been fun.
So let's talk a little bit about the idea of going to Mount Marty. Let's touch on the kind of recruiting process and kind of what led you there.
Yeah, so I played a U ball actually down for a Sioux Falls team. I drove down there once a week for practice actually. So it was about 5 hours, 10 hours of driving a week. Because I really believed in my coach down there in Sacred Hoops. And we got there. My team was actually pretty good. We won a lot of games, played in some pretty big tournaments. And Coach out there and some of the Mount Marty staff had come down and watched me. And they had talked to me and took me on a visit and kind of showed me around and told me what it's about. And then I went to their extension camp where they had us go down and actually like meet some of the players and do some of the camps. And all the players were super nice and genuine. And I loved being around them. So that was really cool to be down there and be able to do that.
That's awesome. And what has like the recruiting process been like? Has it been kind of a whirlwind? Like, what led you to playing college basketball? I feel like that's kind of something that it might be something that is hopefully a passion, or what kind of led to that?
Well, ever since I was little, I just love basketball because I always did football and track as well, but basketball always stood out to me. And the basketball recruiting process is really weird because basketball is such a different sport than everything else. Because there's a lot of aspects, and like especially in football and track, where like you just need to do one thing really well at your position, but like in basketball, there's so many different like ways a kid can play. So the recruiting process comes different because like I've played point guards who score a lot, like they score the ball well. And then there's point guards who handle it well and just run set plays well and pass well. It's like there's just so many different ways. And so like to get recruited, really you gotta have a coach come watch you because like it's like watching film is one thing, but like actually watching a kid play with how different basketball is, like it makes a big difference. So you got to get coaches at your games and have them come watch you and have conversations. But it's a fun process, like having them come watch you and getting to play in front of them, like it's super cool and special. So that's always been awesome.
This production is brought to you by Custom Woodworks in Spearfish. For all of your wood molding, wood paneling, log siding, or wood flooring needs, give them a call at 605-641-1234.
Like, and what do you kind of see as, first of all, what's going to be your major there at Mount Marty? Nice. Okay. So what led you to athletic training, and maybe is that just kind of to kind of get your generals out of the way, or kind of how do you see the education part playing out?
I just like being on my feet. I like helping kids do athletics, and it's always something I'd want to do. When I was younger, I actually really, really wanted to be an engineer because of my dad, but I kind of strayed away from it a little bit, and I figured a job where I could be active, stay on my feet, and stay involved would be really good for me.
Yeah. Um, and what do you see as kind of the role being with that you'll have with them this year, whether it be redshirt or whether it's going to be you're getting minutes on the floor? And like, how do you really feel like this experience of being that leadership or having that leadership role with the Cobblers this year? How do you think that will kind of help you?
Obviously, like I'll go there. They're a very, very young team. Like they're not graduating a lot, so a lot of the kids are probably going to come back. And it's obviously you hold expectations. Like these kids have been playing. But like I'm up for the challenge. Like I want to go there and compete. And obviously, if I can get on the court and help them win minutes in ways I can, like that'd be really good. But obviously, I just got to get there, worry about getting there and competing and helping everyone get better and really just trying to lead the team to win.
Yeah. And the kind of one of the last questions we kind of just have on the show here is just something to kind of give a shout out to parents or whoever are, is there somebody in your life that you really want to thank that's actually kind of helped you get to this point and, that has really stood out?
Yeah, obviously my mom and my dad. My dad coached me when I was younger, and he really made me love basketball. And my mom's, she brings me to everywhere. Like going to Sioux Falls every week was, it's a 5 hour drive. It's like you take up a lot of time, and my parents like really helped me with that. And then obviously my coaches like Willard, Sam, he coached me in the summer. He did a phenomenal job with me. Like he really helped me develop as a player, and he did a great job with me. And then TJ Hay, my boys basketball coach at Central, like I've been playing under him for 3 years, so they've all helped me just a tremendous amount. And I couldn't thank them enough for where they've gotten me.
Awesome, man. Um, And so, yeah, let's just one last question, just kind of, as far as the rest of the season goes, what are you kind of hoping as far as you kind of get closer to the tournament? And, like I said, we kind of covered a little bit earlier. Guys are kind of in a win streak right now, but also it's kind of been one of those things where you guys are learning on the fly. What are your kind of hopes for the rest of the season?
We're in a weird spot. I think we got to pull a couple wins in here for our last two games on Friday and Saturday to get a chance to play in the Sweet 16 game. So obviously that's a big learning curve, but we still got two games left. It's still possible. And then like looking like I got a week left. It's possible that I got a week left of high school basketball in general. And so like basically you want to think, or at least I like to think, like even if we don't, always win the games or get what we always wanted of playing in the state tournament, which can happen. There's obviously younger kids who are still playing. So like making an impact on them has been like super, super important to me because I remember when I was a freshman, like I looked up to the seniors so much and like I like really just wanted to be like them. So like making impacts on younger kids like really stands out to me, and that's something I really hope that I can do for all my younger kids.
That's awesome. Um, well, all right, man. That's kind of what I had. Anything else you'd like to add before we get out of here?
No, just thanks for having me, man. Super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been my pleasure. And good luck the rest of the season. And thank you all for joining us. We'll see you guys for the next episode of Next Level.
This production is brought to you by Custom Woodworks and Spearfish. For all of your wood molding, wood paneling, log siding, or wood flooring needs, give them a call at 605 641 1234.